and some of that might have been broadcast live. I accidentally deleted yesterday's video trying to get this stupid thing to work. So like 9 people watched yesterday's and 17 watched the day before. So I guess that's too bad. I think it was kind of good. So 9 people. I hope the nine of you enjoyed it because I had fun making it. So this is interesting. So we've got a lot of serious shit going on in the world, and we've also got a collection of complete ass clowns making unimaginable fools of themselves in public, and that is the leaders of the European member states, like Macron. I mean, his government's completely in tatters. They don't have a government. It, it's so bad. The French government is so bad right now that the Italians are embarrassed about it. I mean, seriously, the Italians are calling the French out for being incompetent buffoons. And what's Macron doing? He's apparently there's credible rumors that he and his spouse, his significant other, have put out a hit on Candice Owens because she's implying that Mrs. Macron has an outie and not an innie. Okay, I really don't care. I so don't want to know about what's going on with those two naked at all. I mean, if who knows? Maybe I really don't care if the missus makes the mister bend over and squeal like a truffle sniffing hog. Sniffing hog. I mean, really, I don't care. I do have a problem with the fact that she started, making him squeal like a pig when he was 14 and she was his teacher. That is an issue that should probably be looked into, but whatever. That's they're grown-ups now, so God bless them if they want to put a hit out on Candace Owen. I hope they go to prison if they do that. But anyway, and I mean, you've got Starmer, his country's in absolute chaos. It's in tattered ruins, and he's arresting geriatrics for having liking posts on Facebook, and his country's going crazy. And both Macron and Starmer are telling their people that they need to prepare to sacrifice their children in a pointless war against Russia. It's like, yeah, that's going to work out about as well as it worked out for Napoleon and Hitler. I mean, it's unreal. The behavior of the European leadership is. It reminds me of Hitler running around in the bunker looking for more of that cocaine stuff as the Russians were descending on Berlin. It's ludicrous. It's what the Sam hell. But I think we know the answer. But let's see what the cards have to say. Are these bastards completely unhinged? That's my intention. Think about my intention when I shuffle and pop. Are the bastards completely unhinged? More seriously, we know they're unhinged. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to the EU? I mean, when Italy is like the grown-up in the room, I mean, things are so bad in Germany that the freaking Chinese are trying to buy Porsche from VW for like, I don't know. I think Obama sold Chrysler to Fiat to the Italians for like €5 or something, and I mean that's the one. Profits were down 99% at Porsche this year over last year, but they still made 1% of profits, which is a hell of a lot more than anything else than VW Group made this year. I mean everything else is hemorrhaging money. The president or the whatever chairman or the leader, the poobah, the grand poobah of VW Group, publicly announced about a month ago that if things don't turn around, VW Group's not going to survive 2026. Do you know how screwed not just Germany but all of Europe is without VW? Um, I think their hope for survival right now is they can make tanks to go and invade Russia. Think about that. This is not the first time the German auto industry started building tanks to go invade Russia. Whatever. These people are frickin' whacked. What the hell? I mean, for God's sakes, the U.S. leadership seems rational and sane compared to the EU leadership. And I've never in a million years thought those words would come out of my mouth. Jesus, and we got frickin' people like, what's his name? Marco Rubio and shit like that. Jesus. And that's the sensible situation. Come on, tell us what's going on with Europe. Ooh, signifier. Yeah, I would say this is about what I would expect. I think I had a viewer. I had a one on there. I must have scared him away or bored him or something. Or her. Maybe it's an it like the Macrons or whatever. It's a, what do you call it? A non-binary thing. I don't know. I just have a real hard time using plural. That's my only issue with all that. It's like them and they for one person. It's like, Jesus. Language is supposed to signify something, and numerical quantity is one of the things it signifies. And when you change that, you're in la la land. This is the overall situation. It's the fool. So we got death as a signifier, and these are all backwards, so you're gonna have to look in a mirror, and then you can read it. It could be luf et, but I think it's the fool. And what's going on is, so who is the signifier in this? I'm thinking it's the poor people in Europe that have to deal with those ass clowns. I mean, part of the reason Porsche's going out of business is they can't afford electricity, or Porsche actually being sold to the Chinese, and VW, because somebody blew up the goddamn Nord Stream pipeline, and Russia doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense because they can just sell their goddamn natural gas to the Chinese. And it's the Europe that was benefited from that, and European industry, especially German industry. German industry is so screwed. And you know what? They can't blame the goddamn Russians for shutting down their nuclear power plants. They did that all by themselves. And that's a big part of the problem that they're having at Porsche right now, at VW Group. And here's the foundation, the root. And that is the Nine of Wands. And that's an interesting one. That's like this. We had the Seven of Wands. That's kind of battling, but it's like you've got the high ground, but you're on equal footing. So that's what's got to happen. The battle's not over yet. But the Nine of Wands is 10 is completion. 10 of Wands is completion. The Nine of Wands is just about there. I mean, you've been battered, you've been beat. Look at that poor son of a bitch. He's just, he can barely hang on, but he's still got one last battle to fight. He's just about there. He's tired, he wants to go home, but I guess that's kind of where a lot of us are at. I'm going to guess the people in Europe are really feeling like that right now. I'm in an undisclosed location. As I said in the video, I showed you a little bit of it yesterday in the video I accidentally deleted. God, I'm inept. I'm inept with, I can use a film camera really well. Okay, the present moment is the Ace of Swords. So that's like, it's time to act. So I'm not saying go out and go full Robespierre on their asses. I'm not saying have Bastille 2 day, Bastille Day 2, because seriously, these ass clowns don't need help taking themselves out of circulation. They're that utterly, completely inept. And here's the future is, oh well, this is fits. It's like this. This is cultural wars. This is like this is a battle, but if you look, it's like you got everybody there. You got Africans, you got like Moors, you got Italians, you got Germans, you got French. Probably got a Russian in there somewhere. Although my guess is that Russia would just soon just sit back in the weeds and let Europe kind of digest itself. Um, who would want it? Seriously, what's the benefit? I mean, Ukraine's got freaking energy, and it's got rare earth minerals, and it's got rich farmland. Well, you got Netherlands got farmland, but shit, that's a long way to haul your grain. You know what I mean? That way you can just get it from Ukraine. I really don't see any uh, temptation to take Europe, to go that the Brits and the French are going to go have to throw their children in a goddamn meat grinder for. And I hope to hell that if they do try to throw their kids in a meat grinder, the people do what the Russians did to Tsar Nicholas in 1917 when he sent them into war to die in a meat grinder against the goddamn Germans. It's like he tried to turn his troops on the people of Russia. And the troops looked at the people of Russia, looked at the Tsar, and they thought, I don't think so. We're going to turn our guns that direction instead of that direction, and it didn't end well for the Tsar. Oh, look at that. The future justice. I like that. I like that because, you're not going to have to rise up against those pricks, those idiots, bungling shithooks. Europe is run by the most asinine collection of bungling shithooks that the world has ever seen. And they're clowns. It's a clown show. Whoever is we, which I think the European people. I'm not sure what that streak of light is, but whatever. It's the Knight of Wands, and that's kind of the horn dog of the deck. He's like, that's riding into passion. And we fear that. I guess I can't blame him. If I had a bunch of damn freaking clowns like Macron and Starmer and Mertz running my countries, I'd probably be a little scared too. I'd be scared to act. And we have, interesting, this is the astrological energy. This is like a union card. So maybe what it's saying is the people of Europe don't need to rise up against their ass clown leaders. Maybe it's just that they just have to unite with the people. The communities of Europe need to not rise up, but just do a Bartleby the Scrivener and just say, you know what, Macrons, go do whatever the hell it is you do with them when you're on that plane slapping each other around, but leave us alone and we'll do our thing, you do your thing. You want to go to war with Russia? Have at it. And same with Starmer. You want to go to war with Russia? There's the door, buddy. It's like maybe maybe you can join that dieting society that got what's his name, Cameron, in trouble. They must have had some hell of a bangers and mash at that dieting society. He in case you don't remember, He resigned in a controversy that involved him, I believe, being photographed with his genitals in the mouth of a stuffed hog as part of an initiation into a dining society. It's like, Jesus, talk about you really love your pigs in the blanket, eh? Anyways, maybe Starmer can join him. Um, go hold his hand and um, help him through his convalescence. This is desires, and this is the desire. I think this is the desire in yesterday's reading, which I deleted. This is an interesting one because this is stability. This is like, you know what? We're afraid of taking control of our own lives. That's what it is. We're afraid of owning our personal sovereignty. And we want Big Daddy, big magic Sky Daddy to come down out of the heavens like a Deus Ex Machina in a Greek tragedy and come and save our dumb asses. That's what we want, the Hierophant. And you know what? Hierophant ain't coming. I mean, you're not going to get rid of these ass clowns and just replace them with people who aren't ass clowns, because who do you think the people they're surrounded by? This is the final outcome. Oh, you know what? This is a lot of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana in the base reading. I got the modifiers in the base reading. The Hangman. This is a willing sacrifice. You know what? Maybe we're going to have to give up our childish need for leaders and our fear. We're going to have to let go of our fear of being our own damn leaders. And this modifies that fear. And this was the final outcome yesterday. This modified the final. This was the final outcome. And this is starting a new venture, starting a new project, building a new Earth. You know, Dolores Cannon. She died in 2014, just when this crazy shit was all ramping up. But she did some good work. She had a little bit of a pink cloud worldview, and it was a little naive because she didn't really realize how utterly corrupt and evil the whole system, the systemic governance really is. But she was a very smart, brilliant, perceptive, and I think gifted woman, and her, I don't think she was wrong about the New Earth thing. I think the New Earth is coming. We just, I mean, what do we got to lose? I see the sun went down since I've been doing this. What do we got to lose when you got ass clowns like Starmer and Macron and Mertz and God only knows who else. What the hell? It's like, yeah, you know what? I think the world is showing you that it's time. It's time to take control of your own destiny. And this modifies the astrological energy, Emperor. So this is the astrological energies for union. So that's like community. It's like binding together, forming committed partnerships. And that's not with the freaking Ursula von der Leyen. I'm absolutely, I got some issues with David Icke. I have a lot of respect for the man. But one area where I really agree with him is that, I mean, I swear to God, you look at somebody like Ursula von der Leyen and that woman ain't quite right, watch when cameras aren't looking. I wonder if a little forked tongue comes slithering out of her mouth, So that's not what the Emperor is. The Emperor is owning our personal sovereignty. That means each and every one of us becomes our own damned Emperor. And this is modifying our desires. So this was the signifier yesterday, which was different reading, obviously. But this is interesting because this is sort of rebirth. This is sort of a new beginning, and we want Big Daddy to swoop down and save our dumb asses and kiss our boo boos and make everything better. But but this one, this is the opposite. This is like we find this in ourselves. This is rebirth inside ourselves. We become our own damned emperors. It's time. It's time. And this modifies the final outcome. So this makes sense. This is waiting for our crop to come to fruition. So we've got well, we're gonna have justice. This is how this all is gonna wind down, and it's not gonna be pretty for some of these people. I mean, holy crap! You know what if prepare for anything. Prepare for just about anything, because these people are creeps. They're psychopaths. The people in charge, they're not. They are not normal humans. Jesus, I mean, look at them. Look at the heads on that royal family, for God's sakes. And it could be just inbreeding, which is a thing amongst the royal families. That's why they started, going to like third and fourth cousins to get married, because the kids were, being born. They were bleeding out when they, had a hangnail. So they're going to get what they deserve. They are going to get what they deserve. And I mean, this is the signifier, death. And this is not. This is the transition. This is the seed getting planted in the ground. That's a funeral. Planting is a funeral of sorts for the seed. You plant the seed, you bury it, but then it sprouts up and becomes a new plant, a new tree, a new tomato plant. I love tomatoes. Whatever. And this is the moment that we're getting put in the ground. This is the planting moment, the funeral, you could say, the death. But then we'll get reborn, and we're going to have to give something up. And I think what we're going to have to give up is our desire to have Big Daddy swoop down and save our dumb asses. Because that's how we are reborn. By becoming our own emperors. Emperors and empresses. They becoming our own emperors. And we give that up, and then we got to sit back and watch what we planted grow to fruition. Not bad. Well, other than deleting yesterday's video after a whopping 7 people had watched it, which sucks. God, I had fun doing it yesterday. I was outside. It was sunny and nice, and I was out on the deck of the boat, and it was a lovely day. And this actually went 4 minutes longer than yesterday, so and I don't think I'm rambling as much as I did yesterday, and I even took you on a tour of the boat yesterday. So anyway, I had one person on here, so well, that's it, and I am saying goodbye.